Hello, I'm John Wecker, the President and CEO of PNRI. I am happy to share with you some exciting news about work we are about to launch that promises to redefine our understanding of the connection between our genetics and chronic stress, and how you can help advance this important work. Now, we've long known that chronic stress can lead to serious health issues, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, as well as anxiety, depression, and many other mental health disorders. And living with those illnesses causes even more stress, creating a vicious cycle that is nearly impossible to break. And yet, not every one of us responds to chronic stress in the same way. Why are some of us more susceptible to the devastating impact of hardship and adversity on our health, while others are more resilient? It turns out that the answer lies in our genes. Decoding how our genes help to protect us from developing diseases is a critical question for PNRI. Doctors David Gallus and Lisa Stubbs are ideally suited to lead the Decoding Stress Response study.
This is a chance to work on a problem that is hugely important to public health. And I find it incredibly exciting. It's the most exciting thing that I've done in my life. Being able to take all of my knowledge and all of my experience from basic science to clinics is something that's always been a dream for me. What we're aiming for in this Decoding Stress project is in particular to go after the genetic factors that are involved in making certain individuals hypersensitive to certain stressors and see the downstream effects. Does it affect your body only? Does it affect your metabolism only? Or does it affect your immune system and cause inflammation? Or is it just mental health that gets affected?
What we've done so far is to use some of the genetic databases that are being assembled around the world. And one of the powerful things about our data methods is that once we find some of these initial primary gene variants that are responsible or seem to be dependent on, say, diabetes or depression, that opens the door to potential therapeutics or interventions that could prevent the health effects of stress.
What we want to do is establish relationships with clinicians who are actually treating those patients so that we can find those genetic factors in those patients that we've deduced from the larger population that's online, and then use it to tell the doctors, this patient probably would benefit from treatment of X, where X is either susceptibility at the organ level, susceptibility at the response level, susceptibility at the brain processing stress level. The pilot study is really just for a few hundred patients, but our goal is to set it up as a bigger project that'll involve thousands of patients and have the doctors be our partners so that we can go to them with information and use that to treat the patients. So we're hoping that we can bring this full circle back to the clinics with these patients.
Donor support for this study is critical. It allows us to collect the information that we can present to the federal government that tells them that we know how to do the study and that there's a high likelihood that it will be successful. And when that's in place, then they will offer us federal funding for the larger studies that we need to complete our work decoding stress response. We have a lofty goal of raising $400,000 that will allow us to proceed with this initial study. Please consider making a gift to PNRI that will bring hope and relief to these generations and for those to come. This is the time to support PNRI.